Hey guys, this is Jess, and today I'd like to start off with saying I don't own any of these movies. Any soundtrack, movie titles, purchases, anything are not related to me. Now that that's out of the way, I'd like to show you and talk about some movies that are extremely underrated, completely and almost utterly forgotten from everybody, and just to share a few thoughts on some movies that I like. And if you couldn't tell by the t-shirt, today's theme is horror, because I'm one of those people that in like June and July are like, okay, when's the Halloween stuff coming out? And all of my Christmas presents were clearance items at Target from the Halloween section. But that's okay because it made my house awesome and I have wonderful candy dishes. That's not the point I'm trying to make here today. I would like to talk about, first and foremost, one of the best movies I've ever seen. They're in the horror genre. They're legends as to what I think of what they are. And it's the Evil Dead series. And I say series as in Evil Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness, which a lot of people don't realize that those coincide with each other. I mean, same person, same movie premise, same ideas, same things, Just like, I don't know, if you watched any of the movies, even if they were out of order, you could kind of figure out that they were related to each other, or hey, that's the same actor. He's got the same things wrong with him in the other movie. Okay, yeah. But for those of you who don't know, obviously, Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness, in which the order they go in. I also would like to touch on the new movie that came out, the new Evil Dead, which would be this, which I don't own any rights to, and don't take me off for showing this quickly. If it was backwards, good, the better. It's better that way. That movie was awesome. It was simply awesome. It didn't try to replace the other Evil Dead movies, which was what I was hoping it wouldn't do, and it didn't. It was almost like a tip to the hat to the Evil Dead movies, because if you really enjoy the other ones, including Army of Darkness, whatever, I'm just gonna say that as one thing, as one unit, because that's pretty much what it is. It was awesome. All the gore effects and everything, it touched my heart. It did, because it was awesome. I actually cringed. I don't usually cringe with like gory movies, like even Saw. Maybe one or two things I was just kind of like, oh, okay, that makes me feel uncomfortable, which is what it's supposed to do. And a lot of movies that say that they're cringeworthy aren't. And it's kind of sad. But something about this movie just, it made me applaud, kind of touch my heart with all the little Easter eggs it had in this movie. And if you don't realize the Easter eggs in this movie, go watch it. Go watch it again. Just watch it 100 times until you're like, I know what she's talking about. And just, again, I have to touch on the effects because I love like the whole blood rain thing, and just the effects with the evil that took over and the girls and the guy. But and they didn't, like I said before, it didn't try to replace Evil Dead because it didn't take on the same characters, and it didn't try, this movie's weird because it didn't try to be its own. It didn't try to replace the series. It was like, I don't know, I can't describe it any other way other than a tip to the hat. It was like I thank you for your wonderful movie series. But enough on that. Again, if you don't like that movie, then just go back into whatever corner of hell you came from of terrible movie terrible movie like. See, that's how bad it is. Now that that's rant's over, now the second movie that I would like to talk about, the original and the remake of Carrie. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the movie Carrie. I like the movie. It was kind of like the Blair Witch Project for me. It was kind of blah and a waste of time until it got to the end, except for the Blair Witch Project. The best part of it was it ended, and Carrie, you actually got to see her powers, like, legitimately. And it wasn't even for that long. Like, I wish they would have almost made Carrie into a mini series. Like, that's what I would have rather them had in the remake, is like make it into a miniseries like they did with Wizard of Oz and the Tin Man. Yeah, it was different, but I mean, so was the remake of Carrie. I love the concept of that power. Like, I don't think I've seen another movie like that, to have like the whole psychic power thing and the whole super religious mother, like, which they did a pretty good job in the remake, but like I said, I wanted to see more of that power, and that was just totally awesome to me. I mean, if they do come out with another one, or maybe like a part 2, I don't know. I don't really want to like throw out ideas here because obviously I didn't make it. I don't exactly know what I would expect from the miniseries other than just more showing of her powers. I don't know. Maybe they could have made it a little bit more creepy, because I don't find Carrie a scary movie. Like with the Army of Darkness series, they're both in that genre of scary movie, but Army of Darkness is scary and horror. So it's like a funny scary movie, which 10 bonus points for me. But Carrie was more like I want to say soft horror. Like it was creepy in a sense of eerie, like ghost huntery. I guess, I don't know. I liked it. And the last two movies I'm going to touch on. And I'm going to touch on them really quickly because if you haven't seen these movies, go watch them right now. These movies I'm about to tell you. One big one that I love, because for a while I didn't even hear about it, which is surprising because my father and I have worked at haunted houses and at costume shops, have gone to like horror conventions, horror, horror, not horror. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So we hear a lot about new and old horror movies all the time. It's in our job descriptions for the most part. Well, used to be mine. And I hadn't heard the movie Trick or Treat until somebody brought it up to me. And I love this movie. And you know what? No, I take that back. My dad did tell me when I was younger about it, but I never, it, for some reason, it didn't appeal to me. And I was like, oh, that sounds a little silly, whatever. I don't have time for that. And then I watched it and I absolutely loved it. And every time I try to bring it up in conversation with another horror fanatic, they're like, "What's that movie? I've never heard of it." I'm like, "Just it's awesome. It's different. It's got a couple of different scary themes in it." So, I mean, that's pretty cool. So it keeps you entertained, and it keeps consistent with one specific storyline. And I kind of like it because it jumps through different people so I can pay attention. And the killer, the main one, I guess you could say, totally took my heart. If you couldn't tell by my couch, he totally took my heart. And when you see the movie, you'll figure out what I'm talking about, where he is multiple times. And the last movie I want to talk about is a classic. I love this movie. This movie should have been just as scary as Chucky for the doll factor. The Puppet Master. There's like what, 9 movies? And of course, every movie with the sequels, after a while, it gets kind of blech. But you know what? Puppet Master is awesome. The characters and the way it's portrayed, awesome. Loved it. I don't understand why more people are afraid of that than Chucky, because after a while Chucky got kind of funny, but you know what? I love him anyways. So that's all I have for today. A quick shout out to my new featured channel, Grown Children. You guys totally need to check them out because they're hilarious. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I should do, what I should review, talk to you guys about. And yeah, have an awesome, different, horror-filled day.